So we got this Yankees Red Sox thing.
Really, we're all lovey-dovey
really
here, aren't we?
No, they're showing it right now on Fox.
We're just...
they're sharing a logo right now. New York stands with Boston.
We're in love, the Yankees and the Red Sox.
And the Sweet Caroline was played yesterday at Yankee Stadium. Oh, wait, is it?
The Yankee fans began to realize the significance of the song and what it meant. I thought that was fantastic.
They didn't really go with the Sweet Caroline at Yankee Stadium.
Dude, I watched
it. Everyone, I think it was a really nice gesture, of course.
Yeah.
But I saw the video like everyone else.
Lackluster
It just sat
response.
There flat.
Everyone was just sitting in their seats like, And
everyone was hoping it was going to be this big emotional moment. And
it wasn't.
And it wasn't in the
Because they
end.
don't know that's a Boston thing. No one associates that song with Boston. I don't. New York,
Well, they
New
play
York
it at
New York.
every Red Sox home game.
But a lot of Yankee fans I wouldn't know that. I've never been to a Red Sox home game.
Yeah,
No.
but they were hoping for this incredible, unbelievable moment. The video of it being played at Yankee Stadium went viral. Everyone clicked on it.
Dude.
And there was a montage of people just kind of just sitting there.
Slouched in their seats, kind of like nodding their head to it.
Even the big punchline of the song just kind of...
It sat there.
Wasn't a sing-along.
Did you see the one guy? Look, she's asleep on his shoulder. Did you see the one guy that was eating the ice cream pop, and he's just like...
Yeah.
And he looks at the camera like, oh, there I am.
Yeah.
But it is something funny with...
Yeah, there he is.
Wait, could we go...
Wow, how exciting.
Let's play it on the show. We could talk through this.
How exciting.
Yeah, this is the video. But they were really hoping this was going to be the fucking moment.
A big moment. Like, wow, look, they transcended their rivalry to show support.
Don't get me wrong. Great gesture. But then the media is really pushing it, and guess what? It's not... You didn't get your moment that you're hoping for.
It's a great gesture, but it does show you the arrogance of baseball. Like, there's a Red Sox-Yankees rivalry.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a moment that New Yorkers stand... Of course we stand with people in Boston who were murdered in a terrorist attack.
Right.
Yeah.
They're our fellow citizens.
Right.
What is there anybody out there that goes, I can't believe the baseball fans put down the rivalry to fight terrorism?
Right.
Well, of course we did. Gives a fuck about the Red Sox and the Yankees when there's people being killed at an event. Gives a shit.
And the Red Sox and the Yankees, their Twitter accounts were tweeting each other. So I just retweeted and I wrote, "You two need to get a room." Oh my God, people fucking hate me for that. I'm like, really? I go, you two need to get a room. Because they're, thanking each other and complimenting each other. Just going for a little levity.
How'd that work out for you?
Not good.
Very little.
Not good.
But the idea
it wasn't that bad. I said, you two need to get a room. No. Was that a bad one? Was it bad?
I'm not feeling it.
No, I'm not saying it was the greatest tweet ever. I'm just saying, was it that bad where the hate comes at me?
What were you tweeting? You were tweeting the Red Sox and the Yankees what?
I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. You fuck.
Damn, Jimmy.
I saw it in your eyes, you
straight face.
You know what the problem was? I sat up in the chair.
Yes, you did.
You got so excited to pounce.
But it's amazing that baseball. I understand the rival, but no one gives a fuck about the men who hit the fucking ball with the sticks.
Yeah.
It's like, of course we're with people in Boston. Like there's not a rivalry between us as terrorist victims.
I think it's a cool gesture in general, but I think it just kind of fell flat because the media gets really, and we're part of the media, yes, mainstream media. They get really excited about this stuff, and they're really just hoping it's going to be the big fucking moment.
They wanted
to play on all their shows, like, oh my God, look at this.
Full stadium on their feet, chanting.
And they didn't get it.
Everyone that was there holding up. They brought their own Boston Red Sox flags and banners, and it just wasn't.
No, it fell flat. But they're still trying to push it. Like, look at this amazing moment.
Yeah.
Great gesture.
God, terrible.
Great gesture. Not an amazing moment. Sorry. Can we play the video?
Fuck.
Caroline, and we will stay right here to listen to it with you. And we'll go to the public address announcer here at the stadium, Mr. Paul Oldham.
Not Bob Shepard.
Where it began,
It really is a great song.
I can't begin to know.
I don't associate this with Boston.
But then I know.
No, not many people would unless you've been to a.
It's a huge Red
Boston
Sox
home
song, though. Really huge.
wasn't the spring, and spring became the summer.
Who the cameraman should be executed?
Yeah. Well, pause. Thank you, Jimmy. Yes, because I'm thinking, this is a big deal, and the cameraman really can't find the excited people.
Sorry. This is
fine.
literally cement drying in my fucking lungs.
You need a little something to moisten?
It's fucking
Some
terrible.
The cameraman blew it, too, because he really isn't finding the people that are all gung-ho for this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I'm fine. It's just annoying. It just sits here going in my windpipe. Yeah, that was nothing like they wanted it to be.
Do we need to play the whole thing, or go back?
Let me see a little more. Let's see.
They're like, hey, look,
clapping.
that's me on the.
One guy's clapping.
This guy's just eating his ice cream.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm on camera.
And this is the big build-up. They're just rocking back and forth.
Too small to see. We see it bigger.
Touching me, touching you.
All right, it's a little bit.
Yay!
Oh, Uncle
She's
Paul.
rubbing her eyes because she's tired.
Look,
Empty seats.
So you got a little bit, but
Yeah, 5 people.
Yeah.
because they know the song.
Empty seats.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
No one's there.
Empty seats.
Yeah. They don't care.
They're checking their phones. This guy's just holding his kid. They're singing a little bit
Three
over there.
people.
But the rest of them around him aren't singing or into it.
No.
They just like the song. They don't know what it means.
Look, she's texting.
She's fucking
Exactly. Sending a cunt picture.
Right. That lady's drinking beer out of his with a straw so it doesn't fuck up her teeth.
Guys are holding the flag. They don't know how to hold it up.
You see what I'm saying, though?
Yeah. It's a giant anticlimax with empty seats around it.
And then watch this.
Yeah.
And then they just stop the song in the middle.
Maybe they realized.
Why was the guy talking?
Because of this. That's it.
They just cut it off.
That's it. That's
nice
what the
moment here at the stadium.
It wasn't a nice moment. It was.
No.
It was a nice gesture.
Why
but
the fuck would they do that?
If you're gonna play the fucking song and there's this big fucking deal happening between the two cities, baseball could wait for another minute and a half. I think that song had maybe fucking 90 seconds
I think they
left.
saw it
maybe.
was going nowhere.
But at that point, I went, sweet! Okay, number 42.
Okay, right.
Good one. Well done.
I don't know.
Well done, Yanks.
You can't fucking beat them up for trying something nice, but let's not make believe it was an amazing, holy shit moment.
It wasn't. Indeed, it wasn't.
Obama finally saying terror.
Well, that's good.
Finally saying terrorist
About his
attack.
fucking administration, about his tenure. I don't like what he's done.
Oh, I didn't quite understand that.
We were wondering when you were going to let the world know.
Yeah,
It's about
I'm
time
not a
you
big
finally
fan
tell
of what
people
it is.
you don't like them.
I love how everyone's perking up to the fact that everything, this health care that he said wasn't going to cost a dime, is costing a lot of people money and jobs. I think one of the movie theater chains, don't know which one it is, god damn it, just pulled back their hours for all their employees. Sent out a memo that said, look, the cost of this fucking health care, we have to cut back our hours. People are losing fucking jobs and money because of it. My premiums just went up, and I put it on Twitter. I said, hey, thanks. There go my fucking insurance premiums going up. And someone's like, they always raise the premiums. It's really?
God, these people.
Could you just for once go like fucking maybe there's some policy that's affecting everyone financially negatively? Oh, Christ.
I agree with you on that point. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And the taxes that were in the last budget that Obama submitted, it's in the Democrats. There are taxes. How he said that no one's going to get taxes raised if you don't make over $250,000 a year. And then all these taxes are put in. It might not be income tax, but it's everything had taxes thrown on it. More gas taxes, cigarette taxes, just fucking everything. If you want to buy a car, there's more taxes on that. It's just they're taxing the fuck out of everybody.
I love how the administration didn't realize that, employers would obviously have to make some tough decisions because they didn't want to, pay the extra money. Of course that was going to happen.
They're going to have to start insuring people that they normally didn't have to insure because they weren't full-time employees.
Right.
And now that the criteria has been changed, they have to start insuring people, and they can't afford it. So they cut back. What did these idiots think they were going to do? Just suck it up and fucking lose money? No, they fire. When the government affects a business to the point where they start losing some money, they fire people.
They're going to have to. They have no choice.
What dummies.
But they didn't consider that part of this equation?
No, because the Democrats never think that.
And the Republicans.
Well, not on that. No, the Republicans have their own other problems. But this is a very democratic
I guess you're right.
issue that they do. They loves the tax spend and think that's going to fucking put us into prosperity. Get out of our assholes. Could you please just crawl back out of our assholes?
Can't both sides just be nice to each other?
You don't see what's coming out of your check, regular Joe, when you're working every day?
You know what? They take what they take. I take what I take. What the hell am I going to do? Get crazy about it?
I would hate to be stuck on an island with regular Joe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have an intelligent conversation with regular Joe.
You know what? They do what they do. I'm going to have a buttered roll one way or the other. If I drop it, hopefully it's buttered side up. What the hell do I know? I take the tell. You let the muckety-mucks do what they do.
Joe's willing to put like everyone else in charge. Like he does it either house to the job site.
I don't tell them how to do medical coverage. They don't tell me how to build a foundation.
That's true. What an asshole. Anyway. Okay.
Reaching out.
Yeah, I don't think that went over like they thought it would.
You sang that song, right?
Oh, I've sang that song a million times. It's amazing.
Donnie Wicklund, hold on. He texted me here. Tell Ant the citizens of MD are being taxed on rainfall. Have Sam
really
look it up.
That's a good one.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
I don't know. I just don't know.
You don't have to look it up. I think Don's drunk. So what do we know about, what's the latest on the Boston Marathon bombing?
Well, they still don't have any kind of leads on a suspect. At least this is what they're telling us.
No
leads.
I think they got a lead. They're not ready to fucking push forward any more info at this point.
You know what the thing is, though? A lot of times they can't really hide things anymore. I mean, anonymous people from certain agencies always talk to the media. It's like, someone told us under the condition of anonymity that, they got somebody or this or that.
Oh, okay.
But they do have the bombs that were exploded, and they figured out they were pressure cookers.
Right. Packed with metal nails, ball bearings, and such.
Nails, ball bearings, and some kind of low-tech explosive, probably black powder.
Packed in black nylon bags, really big, not big, but
like
really,
backpacks.
Really fucking heavy backpacks.
I don't understand how you get an explosion out of that.
And they were equipped with timers.
Oh, okay.
Well, they're starting to say they were equipped with timers.
Yeah, probably a timer. They found a circuit board, batteries, things like that. So, it was probably more of a timer thing than a cell phone.
There's footage of someone bringing those in.
Yeah.
Well, they got the picture, and this is frustrating. It's on the front page of our papers today. They show the are we calling it a backpack officially?
No, look, is it a backpack? It looks like a garbage. Oh, yeah, maybe it's a backpack.
And they show it next to a garbage can, and it was placed there, and then after the bomb exploded, that is gone. So they're basically saying the bomb was in this thing.
That's next to a mailbox.
Mailbox. Yeah.
Oh, mailbox. Excuse me. That's the second bomb.
All I'm looking at is those legs right there, and those feet. Like how close they are to that fucking thing, man.
But then they smeared out the post aftermath picture because there's a body
victims there. Yeah. I know.
But it's like you're showing like just
the point
horrific
is
fucking images from this thing.
And the point is to show that package isn't there anymore.
But you can't see it because they decided to smear it out because there's a victim there. Then at that point, then don't even attempt to do this because you can't see anything.
And they've shown fucking horrid things in the paper already.
We've all seen that guy with his right leg.
Both his legs.
Was it both his legs?
Both of them were gone. I saw a front view of that.
It was terrible.
I only saw the one.
No, when you look from your point of view, you could see if you look carefully that the leg is not there, and when you see a head-on view, both legs are gone.
The other one, he's got a little more of his shin on the other leg, but it's gone.
That was horrific.
That poor guy lost both legs.
Terrible.
Is that a video, Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah, play the video. Pressure cookers used
Pictures
to
have
hold
emerged
bombs.
which show before
No, it's not
and
a-
after the second
it's
bomb
photo.
went off near the finish line of the Boston Marathon. The first image appears to show a large shopping bag placed on the other side of the barrier, which may have contained the explosive device.
That's the second
The next
explosive.
photo was taken just moments after the bomb was detonated.
Why blur
Parts
it?
of the image have been blurred, but in the untouched photo, the bag is gone.
Well, then show us the untouched photos,
The
stupid.
pictures recounts her view of the event and realized
couldn't they like blur everything else and have a circle
Except for that.
exactly
Right,
where the
right,
bag
right.
was supposed to be?
Right.
What the fuck are they doing?
Morons.
They can't even do that right.
No, they can't.
They blurred the entire scenes. Like, no, all we need to know is that little circle, that little spot.
We understand there was carnage. We don't
Of
want to see
course.
that. But fucking, show us that the bag is gone.
sensation of what her camera may have captured.
May
I saw
have
people
captured.
flying and like slammed on the ground and legs cut off and like covered with blood, and I was like, oh my god, this is a bomb. Like in the pictures, like, we were like, what happened? Like, where's the bomb? And like, my husband and I were looking at the pictures and we're like, this must be the bomb. And like, if you look at the pictures, like the tables and chairs behind, mailbox didn't blow away, and the glass doors are not shattered. So, and the person who was right behind that bag got hurt the most.
Well, because
The images have been passed on to FBI investigators. And Atlanta's Fox 5 News claims to have gotten its hands on photos from the crime scene.
On photos from the
images
crime
allegedly
scene.
show remnants of the first bomb, which was made
bomb.
using a pressure cooker.
Pause.
The leaked photos also appear to...
These cunts. Oh, I hate using that word. You see how they had to have their fucking logo on the on the actual
using a pressure
look how
cooker.
they made the
they
logo
watermarked it.
almost like it's stamped on the bomb itself.
Oh, wow.
They made it out of pressure cookers. Why do we talk like this?
Is this Australia?
I hate... that's like an English fucking... The way they deliver the news in England. There's always a man talking like this. I hate that. It's not the normal speech pattern.
Right.
Even for your fucking stupid country.
Right.
They stole our language.
Exactly.
Here, finish this up. It's quick.
Photos also appear to document fragments of a black nylon bag, which many news organizations are reporting housed the first bomb. But the FBI refused to comment on these photos.
All right, well, there you go. So
pressure cooker, yeah.
The pressure cooker is, so they're saying 6
That's
liters.
tight.
So that's like 3 bottles of soda, basically, right?
Yeah, yeah. And
2-liter bottles of soda, you put 3 of those together, that's about what you're looking at here.
And what you want is a container that doesn't leak. It doesn't have anything that's going to blow out any sooner than any other part of it to relieve the pressure before the entire thing blows up. Then you get that big blast of energy all at once. If you have something that's a little soft or something where the bottom or top could blow out first, the weakest link in there, you're not going to get as strong an explosion. So that's why even with probably the use of black powder, low tech explosives, they were still able to get such a big blast out of it that just ripped people's legs off right from under them.
And whoever did this really should just have their throats cut. Because, like, I understand terrorism is to terrorize, but look who you killed. An 8-year-old, a woman, and a Chinese national. Like, whatever your objections with the United States are, whether it's military or... It's not with an 8-year-old, a woman, and a Chinese national.
Look what you did.
Look what you did.
Right.
Look at who you fucked. You hurt a lot of people, but look at who you really killed. Look at the 3 people that died. But they should just cut the throat of whoever did this. They won't, of course. They'll put him on trial.
He'll be well protected.
He'll be well protected.
And all that shit.
It's also, if you look at where the bag was placed in that circumstance, it really isn't placed for maximum damage. Half of the bomb itself is going to go outward into the street where there really isn't anybody there. Maybe a couple of runners might coincidentally be running by. But the crowd itself is behind the fence on the other side of the bomb.
Right.
So you're wasting half the bomb pretty much. And then you put it next to that mailbox. you're pretty much shielding people to that side of the.
Makes me feel like he didn't know exactly what he was doing.
Didn't think it out. It wasn't right. It wasn't
a professional group because they would have probably put something like that right in the middle of a crowd.
Yeah, that's what you would.
Because you're right. Like 50% of this thing isn't hurting anybody.
Out into nothingness.
It knocked the old guy down, obviously, but besides that, it wasn't going to really hurt anyone that way.
Yep.
Unless they're trying to kill runners too.
But even that, it didn't. You might get a couple. It's not going to be.
What was the blast radius, you think? 20, 25 feet?
Maybe 20. It looked to me like when it went off, some people that were literally 15 feet away on the front side of it were fine.
Yeah, they got knocked down a little bit. But it doesn't seem like they got hit with a lot of stuff.
It was the people right in that general area that really got fucked up.
Maybe, they were going for runners, but didn't even realize that this thing wasn't going to have a huge blast radius.
I think that was the most convenient place to put it down where you would not be suspect. Like if you just put it in the middle of a crowd and walk away, you could put it there. People put shit, it's on the side of the road. It's by a mailbox.
On a day like the Boston Marathon, you could pretty much put a bag down anywhere. We've been in those situations, yes. Under a table, under a chair, next. You really could.
Who knows
both were on the side of the curb, basically.
Yeah. Well, the other one was a little more in the.
Was it in a little further?
Yeah, it was definitely in further. It was more against the building than it was toward the street. The first blast.
Then I'm absolutely wrong.
It's probably two people.
Might have been.
Because one guy lugging two giant bags would look weird.
Yeah. One was in the backpack.
Not on a day like that, though, man. It looks like you just fucking had some shopping bags.
But if you're doing this, you're going to be very paranoid of everything. People around you might not give it a second thought if you place a backpack in the middle of a crowd. But you yourself, knowing you're placing a fucking bomb, are going to think everyone's looking at you.
Right.
And you're going to try to be as... even
though it was later in the race, it's still tough to maneuver around the sidewalk. So they obviously came from the side street. I could hit the marathon from whatever side street is right near there. I'd have to look at a map, then find an area, boom, boom, and then come back out side street and go up a little further, back down another side street.
Who knows how long it was there, too? It might have been there for an hour. I don't know how long these things
how
take.
long the timer was set for. Who knows,
True.
That's another thing. But I'm sure there will be other photographs and video from there. The biggest thing the cops want right now is video from everybody, from all the store owners. They said don't erase your video. No matter how unimportant you think it looks, save it and give us a call. Let us look at it, all the photographs. And they will absolutely have at least a frame of somebody placing that fucking package there.
I bet you it comes out
that close to the finish line? Oh, my God,
yeah. There will absolutely
It comes out today. It comes out today.
Well, they probably have it already.
That grainy image of, I mean, because if they got that photograph, then most likely they got video in that spot.
Yeah.
Because everyone wants to fucking film shit and put it on their Facebook. Everybody at this point.
Yep.
So if you're there and you got runners, you're filming shit.
Yeah.
Remember they said they had 2 unexploded bombs.
Yeah, that turned out to be
wrong too.
Erroneous.
The Saudi man completely cleared.
Oh, good. All right.
Turns out that was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have the interview of his roommate? It was like, I don't know, dude. I just want to go to school or whatever the fuck he said.
Yeah, fuck.
If you can find that, it's a quickie because the media, the reporters were talking to the Saudi's roommate, and he's like, look, I got to go to school. I got
what do you want from
a test or something. Is this it? Is it long?
No, it's less than a minute.
Yeah.
Questions the roommate.
Jonathan Wachtel, one of our Fox producers, talked to one of his roommates a short time ago. This is part of the conversation they had now. Listen carefully here.
At the marathon, do you think your friend did it?
No, I don't think so.
Why?
No, because they're good people.
What's your friend like?
Yeah, they're studying, and I haven't heard about that. I haven't heard about.
What can you tell us about your friend? What is he?
He's shitting his pants.
Let me go to school, dude.
Let me go to school, dude.
Let me go to school, dude.
Good for him. They were pushing the Saudi guy.
I humble you.
They were pushing the Saudi guy being involved. Pushing.
Yeah.
But he's been completely
He's one of the victims, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yep. Yeah, he's just been cleared. Investigators are trying to identify a white man in his 30s seen on video surveillance at both bombing locations before the blasts. Interesting.
That's a reach.
All right, I didn't know that today.
We'll never know.
Yeah, I bet you it's a white guy. Here's why. Everyone knows Boston, and you're gonna stand out a lot. Boston doesn't play games. If you're a white guy in that neighborhood, you're okay. But anybody else, they're not afraid of looking at you. Hey, what are you doing, brown knuckles? They're not scared to fucking... What are you carrying there? Terrible Boston accent. But it's a white guy.
We were up there recently, and we were commenting about how segregated, excuse me, it still is. It's amazing.
There's a white guy in footage of both bomb locations?
And they're also... I didn't know this. They're leaning toward domestic terror. Is that true?
Who's reporting that?
I don't know. It's on my fact sheet.
People are saying. Sources
are saying. Sources are saying.
Close to.
And then we got Obama. This is. I wish the guy would get on TV a little more, but whatever. He's getting on once a day so far.
Yeah.
There's not much he can offer. Honestly, he's not a part of the investigation.
Clinton had that vibe where he would just say "fuck it," turn on the cameras. What are you going to say? I don't know.
Let's wing it.
Right. I feel like he was more of a wing it guy, and not so calculated. They're all calculated, but I don't know. It seems Obama's a lot more calculated than.
Yeah, Clinton was sticking his pecker on everybody.
Certainly was.
Here's what I said.
Here's some quick shit from Obama from yesterday.
We continue to mobilize and deploy all appropriate law enforcement resources to protect our citizens and investigate and to respond to this attack. Obviously, our first thoughts this morning are with the victims, their families, and the city of Boston. We know that 2 explosions gravely wounded dozens of Americans and took the lives of others, including a 8-year-old boy. This was a heinous and cowardly act, and given what we now know about what took place, the FBI is investigating it as an act of terrorism. Anytime bombs are used to target innocent civilians, it is an act of terror. What we don't yet know, however, is who carried out this attack or why, whether it was planned and executed by a terrorist organization, foreign or domestic, or was the act of a malevolent individual. That's what we don't yet know, and clearly we're at the beginning of our investigation. It will take time to follow every lead and determine what happened, but we will find out. We will find whoever harmed our citizens, and we will bring them to justice.
That old gag.
Didn't really hear anything in there.
Nothing really new there.
Nope.
As they say. And some ricin found in the Congressional Post Office place there.
Yeah, to a senator.
How they find that shit?
Maybe they just do random tests.
Random.
No, the guy didn't touch it. You touched it?
I don't know.
No, he didn't.
Maybe they were making sushi, needed ricin. I couldn't think of nothing.
That's fucking good enough right there. You thought of something that was fantastically funny.
Yeah.
You touch that shit, you're in a world of hurt, right?
It's the craziest poison ever. It really does damage to you. Wow. This, I guess there's a Congressional Post Office. Like, all their shit goes to one place.
Right.
And they must really paw over that stuff with all kinds of shit. Sensors, scanners, whatever.
That's got to be a scary job.
Yeah, right?
Imagine being that guy.
Indeed.
Christ.
So they found it.
Yeah.
And then apparently it didn't have a return address or anything, but they cross-referenced it with other letters that this guy has gotten and found other letters that match the handwriting and context of, syntax of the writing, and they figured who they know who it is. So I gather that guy's in Dutch.
Piece of garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, you.
Yeah, I know. I know.
So they know who sent it?
Yeah, they're saying they kind of know who this guy is. And I guess they're going to go get him. Yeah.
And then Mayor Menino.
I saw this live yesterday.
Not as strong as he was the day before.
He looked, I mean, everyone else is standing there in their suits and official uniforms and whatnot by the podium. He's next to the podium with that leg sticking straight out with the cast on it.
Right.
And he's leaning over to try to get to a microphone. And he was a mumbling motherfucker yesterday.
Can we just go with this?
Might as well. Is it the whole one? Whole speech?
Pretty much.
How long was it?
2 minutes.
Oh, yeah. I want to see what he looked like. There's Mayor Menino talking about, what's
Crank
going on
that volume
up there in
up. It's
Boston.
like halfway.
Yeah.
All right.
The city of Boston. Tragedy was brought to one of our neighborhoods also. This is a close-knit place, the city of Boston. Here we know our neighbors.
This is a close-knit place.
All right, we're in a tough spot, obviously.
Hey,
I just want to acknowledge we're in a tough spot.
Close-knit place?
We're still going to make fun of what he said. I'm sorry.
The people...
Because it's unbelievable.
You need a leader who you can understand.
Yeah.
He really, literally is the worst human to be speaking in times where people need comfort.
He ain't it.
He needs to start wearing a bow tie. I think he's at that point in his life.
Stay living in for me. That's not what's custom for you. You do for the country.
Bless your face of fart.
Ich bin ein Blume. Ich bin ein Balloon.
You can start from the beginning. We'll try to shut up for a little bit.
Tragedy was brought to one of our neighborhoods. Tragedy was brought to one of our neighborhoods also.
Neighborhoods.
This is a close-knit place, the city of Boston. Here we know our neighbors. We grieve for them. We grieve for the little boy who we knew from Dorchester. But also today I want to say we know our heroes also. They are the men and women who wear helmets, who wear the badges, the runners, who helped us yesterday during this time of need.
So far,
and
so
as we
good.
go together on this issue with all the law enforcement officials, we're going to make sure the city pulls together. We got it under control. Let's continue to work together. Let's keep offering a helping hand to individuals who may need it during this very difficult time in our city's history. But I just say to all of you, I've been mayor for 20 years now. I've never seen law enforcement pull together, working together to solve our crime in our city as they have, but also how people pull together. The business community, the neighbors, everyone. This is a tragedy, but Boston's a strong city. We're a city that'll get through this. And like the governor said, we set up a resource center over at the castle near the Park Plaza Hotel, where staff will be there available to give information to individuals who've been involved in the marathon. And it's open from 9 to 5, and the phone number is, let me think of the phone number, 635-5040, I believe. And our hotline is, the number is, wrong number, 617-534-5050. And also, the 24-hour hotline that you need information also. That number is 617-635-4500. And over the last several hours, we've received calls from all over the world asking us information about the
this wasn't yesterday.
tragedy and how they can help us. So this is a bad day for Boston, but I think that if we pull together, we'll get through it. We're a strong city. A lot of people willing to work together to make this a better place for all our people. And so as we gather here today with all our officials, let's say Boston will overcome.
That's not bad.
No. I heard a
all.
different speech yesterday. That
Really?
wasn't it? One where he talks about BostonFund.org.
Right.
Boston Fund or Boston Fund. You couldn't understand what he's saying. .org. .org. That wasn't it. And he did a horrible job.
That wasn't that bad.
But that wasn't the one I saw. Huh. WTF. I say. WTF.
Is there another one up there?
No?
No.
I don't get it. What happened? Boston.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, well.
Yeah, we'll have to look for it.
Yeah, we'll look for it during the break.
Because he was really mumble-mouthed in the one I saw.
Oh, we got Alex Jones today.
Oh, yeah. Look out.
All right.
And another conspiracy theorist, Richard Voss.
Richard Voss likes to do
Jesus.
conspiracy,
Yes,
doesn't he?
Richard Voss from the Dunderhead Institute.
By the way, an update on the Family Guy clip we played yesterday that indeed was put together.
Yeah.
Seth MacFarlane came out and said just that.
He did it, or someone else did it?
Someone just did it.
Oh, he didn't do it. Oh my God,
no.
He was definitely chastising.
Yeah, he was not
people
happy
that did it.
that
Yeah.
they were using his show to push that forward. Whoever did it did a pretty good job, though.
Mm-hmm. Who? Are we going to get pressure cooker control? How many pressure cookers can you buy at one time? I say 7. Only 7.
How do they do? Aren't they plugged in? How does that work without being plugged in?
I've never.
Oh no, it's not. You don't have to like cook it. You take a couple of wires and run it inside the pressure cooker with an igniter, and then the wires come out. You have a battery with a timer and stuff. Circuit completes. Igniter burns. Boom! Thing explodes.
I'm dumb.
He's there with a hot plate. It's on the stove.
Trying to figure out where to plug it in.
Cooking it. That is a hilarious question. Don't you have to plug it in?
Who uses a pressure cooker? I didn't even know. I didn't know about
that too. I'm fucking.
Oh, that's
stupid.
hilarious.
I didn't even know about pressure cookers. What do you cook in a pressure cooker?
I think like a pot roast or something, like something that you would want like a piece of meat that you got to make tender, like a shoulder roast.
It's very different than a crack pot, right?
Yeah, it's different than a crock pot.
A crack pot.
A pressure cooker it uses pressure. I don't
understand
I don't cook
why you need a pressure cooker.
When you cook, when you make heat in there, it builds up pressure in there. So it's got like the lock top and fucking screw on and stuff. So it's really sturdy. And you raise the pressure so that the juices and everything that's in there push into the meat. It like squishes everything into the meat. So it's cooks it that way.
It makes it more tender?
Yeah.
They don't explode in the house ever, do they?
They used to, but they got like safety devices on them. You got the pressure gauge, and then you got the a vent that if it reaches a certain pressure, it'll go and vent out. I'm certain the terrorist people unscrewed that and just put a bolt in there.
Oh. That seems fucking scary to have in your house.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck that.
If that
I don't need my meat that tender.
If that little venting valve plugs up on you, yikes.
So they could kind of look around and see who bought pressure cookers lately.
Well, they were
sort
saying
of what the
they're
FBI does, don't they? They get a
yeah.
massive fucking list of
They're going to
people.
put it together. They're going to find the serial number, find the lot that it came from.
You think they'll be able to find all that?
Oh, they'll trace it back to where the store it came from, when it was sold, shit like that. And perhaps, if somebody slipped up, which in some cases they do, you might actually have some kind of receipt for where this guy, or people bought this and get a little more of a lead. Maybe there's a camera there in the store of the guy buying it. It's
They'll get
a lot of options here.
This is where all the cameras help. Oh, my leg. Somebody's going to show up on video, yeah.
I remember the coyote once went up to Bugs Bunny's hole, right?
That's a cartoon.
Yeah. And he had carrots and celery and all kinds of stuff. And he sat in front of the hole and he went, and he chopped it up in there. And then he took a big pressure cooker lid and he stuck it on the hole and screwed the thing on and started cooking Bugs in the hole with a pressure cooker. But Bugs came out another hole.
He always figured it out.
And then he came up behind him. He was like, "What's cooking, Doc?"
Right.
And he fucked with him.
Yeah.
Did he say making rabbit stew?
Yes, yeah, he said something like that. Yeah.
Bullshit.
And then he Bugs said there's no rabbit in there or something. And then the coyote unscrewed it to look, and he lifted it up and put his head in, and Bugs stomped down on him and started screwing the thing. His legs were sticking out of the top of the pressure cooker. It was hilarious. I fucking love Bugs Bunny.
I fucking love it.
People are saying you're wrong about the pressure cooker thing.
What?
I don't know. Let me see what Vinny in Atlanta has to say about this.
Right.
Vinny?
What happened?
Anthony, you're a little bit off on how the pressure cooker works.
Wow.
Water under pressure boils at a higher temperature, so the meat will cook faster because the water is boiling at like 230 degrees instead of 212.
Oh, yeah?
So you're saying that it doesn't force the juices in the way Ant was said? It was basically like giant hands making juice go in.
I would assume that if there's pressure around the roast, that it's gonna, infuse it into the roast. No,
sir. Back to you.
That's all I got.
I don't know. Maybe he's also right about pressure and temperature, but. I don't know. I thought, doesn't water boil more at lower pressure? No, that's when you go, like in Colorado, isn't it hard to boil water? How does that work? Which way is it? Which way is it?
Boil water in Colorado? What is there, no tea? Everyone who owns a tea shop is fucking starving.
No tea. No, I think lower pressure water boils faster. So does water boil faster in the Mile High City than it would at sea level? Well, I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, lower pressure is easier. Okay.
It is.
Yeah, okay, good.
All right.
All right.
White golfer has meltdown and goes on racist tirade on course at two black golfers.
Hey, Anthony, was that you? I didn't know. Oh, if I see one of those, I didn't know you were at. I didn't know you were in.
You get those?
Hey, look, I get them all the time. I see yours, too, the ones that people send you. Hey, Opie, I didn't know you were in. And then it's some picture of some guy that has red hair.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
You could go after me, but going after me on stage is you're just hurting yourself.
Do.
You're hurting yourself.
They never do.
Sure, I'm hurting myself because I'm bumping into all those empty chairs on the way. Holy shit.
Rich is fucking great on stage. His delivery is completely different than it is here on the show, by the way, too. You have a very relaxed delivery on stage. It's fucking great. And you're it's not just because you're known for being brutal to the crowd. You can fucking rip apart the crowd, but your fucking just your act is very, very funny.
Thank you.
I've seen Rich quite a few times, and he's fucking great, man.
Thank you.
I'll never goof on your fucking act.
But here's the thing: I'm very relaxed in here now.
You're shaking.
Sure you are. You're on medication. You're eating into the mic.
I'm on medication.
So, Rich,
sprinkle Xanax on your fucking oatmeal.
And you also said you're numb to the whole Boston Marathon bar.
No, I'm not numb to that. I'm numb to just so much tragedy in this fucking world.
Aren't we getting desensitized? Like something like this. Years ago, something like this, and the way they're presenting it now and everything would have been literally shocking. They call it shocking. They say, this is a shocking terrorist event. But in reality, and it's a sad state of affairs here, we're not shocked. We're not shocked. We look at it. We've seen so much shit on the internet and on the news that we don't look at it and put our hands over our mouths and go, oh, my God. It's just, that happened.
This is the world we live in.
That happened.
All the newsmen were talking about how they were so what they were shocked about up there in Boston was people were going about their lives and jogging and walking their dogs and playing with their kids. They were amazed. They couldn't believe that was going on.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just we're really getting desensitized to tragedy.
After Connecticut, I mean that.
On mic, please.
That brought tears.
On mic.
That brought tears. Connecticut.
It's the new Rich Voss. He ignores the microphone.
So far, he's done everything he's done during every other appearance.
Audience ignores what's going into it.
Wow, you heard me when I said I want coffee?
Oh,
you fucking rule.
Yeah.
Like, you read stuff on the internet, and then you go, is this really, can this really happen? Like, 15-year-old rape victim in some horrible Middle Eastern country who's the victim gets 100 lashes.
Yeah.
You know, and you sit there going, who thinks, like, what kind of insane fucking laws?
Where'd that happen?
It's
like Saudi. They do that in Saudi
Montana.
Arabia.
I don't fucking in one of those Arab countries. She was.
They do blame the rape victim over there.
And we're friends with all these dog shit countries.
Yeah, the second you start bitching about human rights violations and stuff, just stop and look at what pals we have around the globe. Saudi Arabia, really, fucking, they're horrid. China, horrid to their people, but we do business with them. Man.
So, Rich, who do you think did this up there in Boston?
Who knows? Everybody, and this is the truth. And
let's go around the room.
I'm wrong, but people want it to be
terrorism because they don't. Just like
it is terrorism.
Well, I mean, they want it to be
like international terrorism.
International. Just like when the happened up in Connecticut, the school.
Yeah.
All the stuff online about the theories that it was. Bullshit, a hoax, or not a, like, what's the word? It's,
huh?
A cover-up. Or,
conspiracy.
Conspiracy you going with?
Okay, when they said that about, in Connecticut, people really wanted to believe it was.
No,
because, they
a
did.
Small percentage of people.
Because
everyone else is smart enough to understand what really is going on.
You wanted to believe it was a conspiracy because then you're thinking, well, all these kids didn't die. So, you know what I mean?
Jesus.
Holy fuck. What are you talking about?
That would be a hell of a conspiracy.
Of course everyone
Who thought it was that? Everyone knew they were dead.
Everyone knew they were dead.
Did you read all that conspiracy bullshit?
Yeah, there's like a small percent of 1% of people that buy into that.
But they don't care about those kids. They are conspiracy theorists for different reasons, not because they care about the kids being alive.
I'm not saying I thought it was. I'm saying you want it to be because then you think maybe.
But we all know it wasn't even close to being true.
Did you look at that stuff that was online? How they were?
Oh my God! You're gonna love our next guest. Alex Jones will be on our show in 5 minutes. Rich, enjoy.
Alex Jones.
What are you talking about? You really believed half that shit?
No, I don't believe it. I say you want to believe it.
We had an
idiots. I'm not saying I believe
it. You can't believe that stuff.
we had a well. I should shut up. We had an inside track, and trust me, it was real. We heard details that the fucking.
I don't think anybody thinks it didn't happen. So
I never heard that.
No. Not that.
So who do you think did it? I think it's a local guy.
Yeah, I think it's.
I think it's a local guy that's. I don't know why yet, obviously, but it has to be a local guy. You can find a crowd anywhere in America.
Someone's disgruntled.
So is a local guy disgruntled saying, "Oh, here we go, big. It's marathon day. This is perfect for me."
No, it's one of these.
Because they would have found a crowd a long time ago in a fucking mall or some kind of fucking street festival anywhere.
Somebody raised the point though. Maybe, it could have been because of Patriots Day, but somebody raised the point that it was could have been a New York City marathon intended.
I saw that.
But because they canceled the marathon.
They said, fuck it, let's go to that one.
Yeah, it's obviously, I think it's a lone
Do you think it's a local guy? Do you think?
I don't know if they're Arabic or not, or Middle Eastern or not.
I mean local to the Boston area.
If it's an Arab, it's not an Arab that came over and was sent with Saudi money and stuff. It's some guy that thinks he's going to, hey, look at me, I'm of Arab descent, and I'm going to do this. I don't, that maybe, and even that wouldn't be international. I think it's probably a domestic incident. It's probably, it's somebody disgruntled with the government.
Yeah, on tax day?
Yeah.
But tax day fell on, marathon day, so it's not easy just to say tax day.
Well, doesn't it,
well, if it was a protest about taxes or a hatred of the government, April 15th,
and then it all just lines up, right?
Yeah, it just happens to work out well. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it could have said, "Hey."
Well, here's the question:
April 15th, let's
is the
set off
Boston
a bomb.
Marathon on tax day every year? I don't think so, because it's always on a Monday, so the day changes year to year.
Yeah. It changes. But, obviously you know that in advance. If you go, we want to protest taxes, what can we do? Well, let's bomb something on the 15th.
Holy fuck,
what's going on the 15th?
Right.
Oh, the Boston Marathon.
Gotcha.
You got a pretty good advance knowledge of that.
Yeah, I think it's going to lean towards one of those.
Yeah, I think it probably will be an anti-government person in one way or another. Somebody who doesn't like what's going on. So.
Well, Mickey or Mikey looks Mickey probably.
Joe.
In Philly. You're going to be in Philly this weekend, Rich Voss?
Yes, at Helium
Comedy Club.
Wednesday through Saturday.
Very good.
Shit.
This guy wants to explain what you were trying to say a moment ago. Go ahead, sir.
All right, let me try to sort through.
I speak douche.
Yeah, right. Have some fucking banana.
Oh, Chip.
All right. So the reality that one guy was so fucked up in the head that he went and wiped out a whole school full of little kids is awful. And we would rather believe that it's a government conspiracy or some, group of guys in black trench coats in the room planning it is more palatable, and we want to believe that rather than the actual truth that society is fucked beyond belief. That's
a good one.
We'd rather believe that the government is capable of doing horrific things like that.
No,
and I'd be able to sleep at night.
It makes you feel more in control when you think it's a planned and carefully thought out thing. The randomness of one guy That's with Kennedy. Or with anything, being able to change things, or it makes it so unpredictable and scary, makes you feel helpless. That's why conspiracy theorists, it's part of
knowing the
motivation.
government does things like that doesn't make you feel helpless.
No, not as much so, because you still have control on you still have faith in the power of the government.
Let me explain to this moron that's trying to explain to me. If you read
moron, he explained it pretty well.
He said no, but he's getting it wrong.
Right.
If you read these conspiracy theories, they were saying none of it happened. It was all actors and the time.
Actors.
They were
Right,
saying
childish idiocy.
They say it was
crazy.
all,
And when did
like
you
the people
hold
that
on,
said
Rich.
one of the 9/11 planes
Thank you.
landed.
When did you stop
Cleveland?
believing it, though?
I
read all
never
this
believed. I never believed
It's
it.
horse shit.
Why do you believe that stuff?
What, all the parents are
Yeah,
just
but-
great actors and actresses?
Yeah, how do you
fucking buy this?
Listen to me. I didn't believe it. I said
You're
want to
presenting
believe
it,
because
I don't
it
know.
makes
I think
you
part of
feel-
you are thinking, all right, that's possible.
No, listen,
Boss,
what?
are you talking the same thing that nobody wants to believe that the Holocaust happened, that they want to think it's all fake, and the moon landing and everything else?
It didn't happen. I know relatives that were there. It was there were more resorts than you think.
Yeah, but it's the same people who want to believe that bullshit because they don't want to accept reality, right?
I'm a Jew. Obviously, it happened.
It wasn't the
not
problem.
that's not the
Thank
problem.
you. The problem wasn't that you're a Jew.
Yeah, that was
The problem is he's a comedian.
No, of course,
Not
yes.
why Jimmy was shaking his head in
One of them.
disgust.
Oh no, yes, but there's no people that deny the Holocaust don't have these big theories, and they don't put these scenarios together. They just say it didn't happen. It's bullshit. Okay, but after what happened in Connecticut, you go online, and they had these. I mean, they do great work at piecing all this bullshit together.
Well, you could take it after the fact and make whatever kind of story you want out of it.
You're not
yeah.
willing to admit that a part of you believed that
He
some
did.
of this
No,
shit is possible.
no, you
Jimmy,
don't.
he's changing his tune.
No, I'm not. You don't get it. I never believed it. You want to
You're like,
believe
they're
it.
pretty good at putting the pieces together.
You want to believe it, so you don't. So you're going. This didn't happen.
Right.
Do you understand? You want to believe it was a fucking play or a movie set.
What conspiracy guys do, the news always gets things wrong when an event first happens, and the conspiracy guys take all the info because they think everything the news says and shows you is real, and then they go with that shit. Like, look at with the Boston Marathon bombing, they said there were 4 bombs. Now, officially, there is absolutely only 2. But the conspiracy theory guys are already going to run with the that there were 4 bombs, but they're hiding the other 2 from us for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But that's just the news not doing their job.
That's right.
Did you ever see some of those videos after?
See?
Who made them?
See?
No, I'm just saying. Did you see them?
What videos?
After what?
I know. Just I
After
don't know
what?
the title. After
Sandy Hook?
After Sandy Hook.
Just call it after Sandy Hook.
After Sandy Hook.
Which
No,
videos? What?
I don't know these conspiracy. Like Bonnie and I watched one of them, and like I said, you can't cover up something. You can't be that good.
So what was
the push?
Was it the gun in the trunk? That one?
Dad, kids, families meeting with Obama with different. I don't remember because it happened so long ago.
Yeah.
You
Wait,
have
with
to look
different
at it.
what? They
Just look at it.
No, you brought it to our show.
Yeah,
so what do you know
mean?
about it?
Tell us. I don't remember.
I
I'm
don't
just
have
saying-
time to go look at this.
What do you mean? I don't have time?
What
Just
you say
forget
about
one sunset?
It's all fake shit.
It's
old
fake.
gag.
No, I know it's fake.
What are you talking about? The parents and the families meeting with Obama.
There
What's
was
the
one
point
part
there?
of that
For what?
it looked like the picture was altered, and I don't remember. All I know is you sat there, you're watching, and go, it would be great if this didn't happen. That's
You know what,
all.
there's-
As a person and a parent,
Here's
you're
one
going,
prime example from Connecticut that these conspiracy assholes were running with. They had the helicopter view of the cops taking a weapon out of the trunk of the asshole's car. The reports were that he went in and used an AR-15 assault rifle in the school. And then they said, well, here they are taking it out of the trunk. Obviously, he didn't use the assault rifle. They didn't look into the fact that the model shotgun that he used or didn't use and left in the trunk wasn't your normal standard granddad's shotgun. It looked exactly like a larger version of an AR-15. It had a removable magazine for shotgun shells. It had all the plastic rails and whatnot. So people, instead of saying, wow, That's a shotgun that looks like an AR-15. When, how did the AR-15 get inside if it was in the trunk? When meanwhile, there's completely logical and reasonable explanation that was the shotgun. But they never want to.
They never deal with logic.
No,
because let's just go with the one at hand here, the Boston Marathon bombing, the Saudi guy. Yeah. Watch the conspiracy people are going to run with that. Oh, really? He was cleared. The government actually took him away to live somewhere else because
and his family dealt with George Bush.
Right. He wasn't supposed to be caught, and they caught him. So obviously now the government says, he has nothing to do with this, and they've already relocated him somewhere else. And
yeah,
it's all. But you don't think.
I think the government.
It's just a general.
I think the government does shit.
Okay.
But to the level of like the Sandy Hook incident or this Boston Marathon bombing, no, I don't think so.
There's a clip.
No, I don't think the government the whole 9/11 thing was a conspiracy. No,
there's a conspiracy clip online that shows from the marathon. It has some guy standing, and he's by the crowd right after the blast, and you see this. Human tissue, some type of meaty-looking, bloody thing next to him, to his right. And then as he moves to his right and crosses in front of it, the second he crosses, it's gone, and there's like some piece of metal there. I don't know what that means, what it's supposed to mean, what the fuck.
Oh, they're going with that already?
Yeah, maybe that it's... I don't even know what they're going with.
Could I see the video?
But they're saying that it, like...
The blood disappeared. I saw someone tweeting about that this morning.
The piece of like
the blood or the guts or the whatever.
Yeah, some kind of a goopy piece of something.
So they're already starting to take little things and going with it.
That some video is altered and things like that.
I just hate them. Both sides are already trying to make this political. Like the right. They're ridiculous. The right is going that Obama said. Oh, sorry.
Okay, let's take a look at this.
So what is the title of this video?
Turn it up. And
I can't see it, Sam.
Let's see what this is.
Make it bigger.
The hell? Okay.
This is
okay.
The video I have up on my MSM line. We need to give up our freedoms. Yes,
God.
for safety.
All right, can we pause because this is going to take a while and we got Alex Jones on line.
Oh, okay.
Alex Jones.
Thank you for your service.
He loves that. What's up, Alex?
Nothing. I was on Coast to Coast AM. I have had like 3 hours sleep. The alarm went off.
Yeah.
We always get the sleepy version of you.
You always get that's a good dingy one though.
Have you been trying to catch some Z's in your war room over there? I've seen your videos.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Listen. When every movie and every TV show, along with the real government training manual, says the libertarian gun owners are imminently about to do IEDs and they are going to attack you and we're going to have to wage war. The enemy is not Al-Qaeda anymore. It is the American people. Now, you wait. They're going to bomb any minute. Get ready. What do you do when they attack boys and girls? We give our rights up. That's right. And then it happens, and it's perfectly photo finished. 90% is completely staged. 10% chance that it could be some lone person, but it'll probably be provocateur. And the media was like, "Oh my God, how dare Alex Jones come out and say that this could be staged? He's so crazy." Look, he says in his tweet that most of it's FBI provocateur. That's the New York Times. They go find mentally ill people, and they sit there. I mean, in 1993, the New York Times had a sports report that the first World Trade Center bombing, they found 2 literally mentally retarded people, who are like...
And they gave them a show, and they went to Boston.
Exactly.
Exactly
what happened.
Alex,
anyway,
I gotta ask you something though. Here, I got some questions for you. What do you think this is, if it isn't indeed just a random bombing of the parade? What is your idea of what this is? Spell it out for us.
It is a false flag, self-inflicted wound for the giant, grandstanding, huge police state. Even if you think the military-industrial complex has like eaten America, like somebody eating a hot dog at a Yankees game, get ready because they're really going to gobble our ass up now. And even if it is real, even if this is that, rare, real event, 'cause those do happen, this is grandstanding big time. And even if you believe in the war on terror, Obama all week long sits there signing death orders where sometimes they've killed 200-plus people at a wedding, where there's one bad guy they think they're getting, and they'll drop a 1,000-pound bomb right in the middle of the wedding. And, I've seen the foreign photos and videos. It's never on the news. It looks like a soup of sloppy joes. And you're not going to hear little such and such was 3 years old. Her whole future till she was blown in half by shrapnel. Obama's like,
I'll agree with that.
There's bombs and innocents being targeted.
I gotta agree. I gotta agree with you on that one. I'm also going to agree with you on the fact that I'm not sure, and I doubt the fact that the government is so involved in random bombings around this country. But I will admit to the believing that I think they use anything that happens to gain more power for themselves and to take liberties away from the American people. That I absolutely do agree with.
So that's all I'm saying. And there's this incredible spin machine, going on immediately going, you don't care about the 3 people that died and the 1,000 unless you completely bend over and ask Homeland Security to drive a bus up your ass. This is what's going on, and I personally can just see it coming from a mile away. But listen, I turn on any show, Hawaii Five-0, the new generation of Minions or whatever it's called, and you turn it on, and it's like this episode, this disgruntled veteran shooting cops. Can McGarrett stop him? I turn to the next show. Oh, this is the following top psychopaths. Who do they love hiring? Who are the worst people of this class of killers?
Yeah.
We're not just psychopathic killers. We're constitutionalist extremists. And all the psychos, oh, my God.
Well, that is true. I think the mainstream media, TV shows, news, are painting patriots and people that want the Constitution adhered to as some type of crazy, rebellious murderers.
But, Alex, you talk a lot about the civil liberties being taken away. And in some cases, I'm right. You're right. But like with the TSA, I understand they can be irritating, but I find this hatred of the TSA almost irrational because I deal with them a lot because I travel so frequently, and they're annoying. But do you not want anybody frisked when they go on a plane? Like, what is the alternative?
They're doing a job. I think they should all drag our children off into a private room.
No, I'm not saying that there's not. I agree.
I think potbelly guys, little tiny, creepy mustaches with twinkly eyes. I think my wife is there for them too. Well, this is what they. No. Listen, I've had so many TSA people go, hey, can I have an autograph? Bash the hell out of them.
Sure.
Or, hey man, we're not all bad. And then like, I've actually seen things at the airport where they're like, hey, go ahead and go on through. Just all sorts of stories like that. So I'm aware of things. I had Shooter Jennings, Waylon Jennings, shut in studio like a week ago. And off air, he talked about it. Plus, we taped something we're going to air next week. And he talked about how he'd been out on a cruise ship. Somebody gave him a joint. He didn't even think about it. And then he came through customs, was flying back home, and he pulls out stuff out of his pocket, and there's a joint, and he drops it on the ground. Like thinking, oh my God, and the TSA guy goes, you can go on through now, and like picks up the joint and basically hands it back to him. So I get that some of them aren't bad, but I'll bet there were like nice guards, like some guards that were like at Dachau and Auschwitz.
No, but
listen, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to shoot you in the head to that's my job.
No, Alex, but I'm asking you, I understand that. And I know that there's pricks who work for the TSA. There's like some of them like mall security cops. They go way too far in their rate. I understand that. But I'm talking about the general attitude where people are like, the fucking TSA, they're taking our rights.
You would like a transvestite to do your...
Transsexual. Transvestite's a guy in a dress. I don't go for that. A transsexual is a much better egg.
Okay.
But I'm saying, how does that remove our civil liberties?
You know what? I want to know why they're saying right-wingers probably did this. Why aren't they saying, hey, it could be the government or elements they stand to gain or defense contractors that want to sell $15 million of robots to every city, which is now happening. Or some foreign corporation that was like doing something. I mean, it could be a lone mental patient, but listen, here's an example. Thank you for your service. I actually can't do the voice right now because I'm so tired.
It still sounds like him. I still want to know how the TSA robs if our civil liberties, though.
A fighter.
Fighter. Curious.
Here, do it for me. I love Jeff. He's such a good guy. Hold on. Can you do it?
What? A fighter.
There you go.
A governor. I've seen things that'll blow your mind.
That's it.
There it is.
Listen, all I can say is, if you think you've had your freedoms gang raped so far, get ready. But take the Holmes guy from the Aurora attack, who was getting like $30,000 a year in a DARPA program. By the way, the Theodore Kaczynski, the Unabomber, look it up. He was in MK Ultra. That got declassified. But it's like, never mind that the Unabomber was in an admitted CIA mind control program from the 1960s. Just forget that. It's not even a part of it. James Holmes was not a Navy SEAL, was not a fighter. But what he was somebody in the DARPA program with a Air Force top psychiatrist over him. Everybody knew what he was planning, and they've now ignored all that. And now they're saying, oh, we're drugging him for the trial to make him tell the truth. Listen, my dad's a dentist. I can come to your house and give you a Halcyon, the right milligram strength, and I can...
Let's make a time.
And pull your teeth out with pliers, buddy.
Ooh.
And you wouldn't even remember any of it. And if I told you, if I strangled a kid and then woke any of you guys up and said you did it, you would go on the stand and believe you did it. Okay, so they're now putting him on truth serum. It's not really truth serum. It makes you say whatever the hell they.
Alex, now you're talking mind control.
Hold on.
So hold on.
My Huggy Bear.
So Alex, you think the James Holmes? What was the last? Let me ask you honestly. What's the last event that happened? Because you think you believe in a conspiracy for 9/11, and what's the last event that happened that you just take at face value and think did just happen as the act of a random nut or whatever, like without any government nonsense or direct?
Yeah.
What's the last one you think was happened?
I know an event that had all the evidence of being random and all the evidence of a motive, and it was Joe Stack who flew his plane into the IRS building here in Austin, Texas.
Right, I remember that one.
And they took his house, and he didn't really owe the money. They were harassing him, and they burned his house down and flew his private plane. He said, "Here, you want all my possessions? Take it with interest." So that was a real event. But listen, all I'm saying is, everyone has to get ready because they're planning to implode the economy. They're already taking people's bank accounts in Europe. And, I mean, my God, the training manuals that are coming out are like, veterans will attack your police station. Everyone will be hit by IEDs. Every city needs, these $5 million a piece robots. You will be attacked for something that, is like so rare.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I mean, people die by the thousands every year from falling in bathtubs, and now it's like they're going to take each child or each person that was killed and build. And again, I feel sorry for them, but it's like they're going to build statues and they're going to like dangle them in front of me. And then I knew the minute it happened, and it's now all over the news. They're like Al Qaeda, right wing.
Yeah,
Al-Qaeda,
yeah.
Libertarian.
But Alex, what's the end game though? What's the end game here? What are they? What's the goal of this government entity?
Well, I mean, the United States is the world empire. The United States has all the money, still has all the power, has a lot of the ideas. We're a great country. And these corporate interests that aren't free market, they already conquered the world using our muscle, or most of it.
Yeah.
And the goal is the establishment wants us all living under a 10 and 21 on record is totally porn bankrupt, while they are Kim Jong-un up in the 7-story pleasure palace with all the transsexuals. So the plan is they're off, doing all their weird decadent crap, ruling over us, and we can't go in a McDonald's without a proctology exam, with this giant government make-work project. I mean, FDR built dams. Our government's going to tear dams down, turn off power plants, and the make-work is going to be training you to line up and get on the cattle cars. This is all slave training.
All right, but
going on.
I have a question. Honestly, want to know. And I mean, it's a simple question, but it's been a very big point for guys who are very anti-government. And I'll say it again. I know the TSA is unpleasant at times, but how? But I really mean this. How have they taken our civil liberties in that situation?
Thank you for your service.
No, but I'm honestly curious because people really hate them, and in some ways I get it.
You're right. Listen, it's good that the borders are basically wide open every time.
Absolutely, you're right. The borders should be closed.
Every time the senators go down there and go, look, we've secured the border. There's like illegals just pouring over it, and my whole issue is
great point.
It'd be great to have the illegal aliens here. If they weren't given welfare and all this other crap, and a lot of them are really hard-working, great people, by the way.
I think you answered it perfectly for you, Jimmy. Hey,
by the way, you are right. I agree. The borders should be closed.
Yeah.
And I think I'm only curious because the borders are open does not mean that the TSA has violated our civil liberties. I'm only curious as to how the TSA is a violation of our civil liberties or what they're doing.
I don't think there's any way to have our civil liberties violated. I think they should all drop us into boiling vats of peanut oil at the airport. Just to make sure there's not like. Let me tell you what. It's going to make sense to make sure there's not explosives in our testicles.
All right, listen.
And then the boiling peanut oil will neutralize the explosives.
Okay. All right, listen. Someone in Boston wants in badly. It's Lindsay. You're on with Alex Jones.
Lindsay.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
I just want to tell you that this whole thing is fucking bullshit. My friend Jeff Bowman is lying in the hospital with his legs missing, and all you conspiracy theorist douchebags are going around trying to say that he's a wounded soldier that lost his legs in Afghanistan. It's fucking bullshit. And you're
let me stop you, ma'am. Ma'am, stuff is not all just black and white. So did you ever think that the White House regulations are Cass Sunstein wrote not one but two papers at Harvard and Chicago Business the year before he was made?
I don't give a shit what happened.
You don't give a shit about that.
Yeah, because you want to know why? Because I know
because you're into the emotion of it right now. Ma'am, I'm telling you, blood-drinking Easter bunnies are coming for you. Okay, no. Seriously, ma'am. I understand it's about feeling good and feeling validated.
You're saying.
I know I'm bad. I understand. I'm bad. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
You are. There's people
You're good,
and
though.
dying.
You're good, though.
Yeah,
Hey, ma'am, do you
I am. I'm a human being, and I have compassion for people.
Take all your vaccines.
Oh, here.
Hey, can I just say something to her, please?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. Listen, they're going to have schizophrenics, and I get this. The real question is, what's conspiracy, what isn't, what has red flags, what doesn't. There are crazy people that think I am Bill Hicks, okay? I mean, let's get something straight. He was a very funny guy, a great guy, anti-gun. I'm not Bill Hicks, okay? There are people that think everything is actors and everything is fake. I think Sandy Hook happened. I think Aurora happened. There were some people on the news that acted very coached.
So why don't you comment on the people that are saying that my friend Jeff Bowman, who's lying in the hospital with his legs
I know you're very excited at your friend.
is an injured Afghanistan vet. Why don't you comment on that? Why don't you put that?
Well, ma'am, number one.
Why don't you put it to rest?
Ma'am, your lordship.
Yeah.
Have you been to Infowars.com?
No, I don't need to go to Infowars.com. I know the person personally. Why don't you comment on what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Maybe I'll think you're a good human being if you have a shred of decency to dispel the rumor.
Ma'am. What I'm telling you is, I'm saying the New York Times reported that the FBI has a history of finding mentally ill and unstable people, whether they be left-wing, right-wing, or Muslim, or whatever the case is, and they call it winding them up, giving them everything, being their commander, giving them money, saying the getaway car will be waiting for you and we'll fly you out, to the virgins with mustaches or whatever. So what I'm saying is they have a motive to get power and control out of it. So I'm saying we should give up our liberties, and we should look at all groups doing it, but also criminal elements in government or foreign corporations because they have a history of doing this sometimes.
But she's asking you to address one subject, Alex. She's asking you to address one question, though. That's all. She's asking you to address just that particular part.
Apparently, if I could get here, this girl has a friend that was injured and lost legs in the bombing, and I guess
the picture we've all seen in the wheelchair.
Some conspiracy theorists are saying that was a vet that lost his legs in combat and is being used as a prop. Is that what's going on?
Miss, you mean that famous picture of the guy with the wheelchair, right, missing both legs in the wheelchair?
Exactly.
That's your friend?
That's
All right, I'm sorry.
I went to Chelmsford High School with that person. His name is Jeff Bowman.
Yeah.
Both my sister and I attended high school with him. We know him. And he's lying in a hospital bed, and all these people are reposting that picture, saying what a piece of shit he is and this and that, and saying that he's a wounded veteran, and he's not.
Yeah.
And just let me preface this. My ex-husband is a veteran, so I have much respect for veterans, and I have a lot of respect for the people that have either lost their lives in service and also have been victims of terroristic activities. And it really makes me mad and upset, especially having this hit so close to home, that people are using my friend as a fucking prop.
And they are. I've seen the picture.
Please, for God's sake.
Alex, coming.
What I'm trying to get at, ma'am, is this is the Internet. There are 7.5 billion people. 3 or 4 billion of them are online. People are going to say that the photo of your friend is
and
real.
Lots of them follow you, and all you have to do is say that it's not true. That's all you have to do. You have plenty of information. No, you don't need to stop me because you're wrong.
Well, you're not listening.
Say that you're wrong.
Listen, I understand. Listen, I have a tendency when a woman's kind of whining at me and not listening to kind of leave the room. Look, ma'am, let me just calmly tell you something. The Internet is billions of people. I cannot keep track of every cockamamie conspiracy theory going on the Internet and sit there and debunk them. I just told you.
All right, Alex, but do you believe what she's saying to be the truth?
She sounds like she's being very truthful.
Do you believe what she's saying to be the truth? That's her friend and she knows him.
Absolutely. I'm not aware of what she's talking about, but I'm sure it's true because they lied to us about WMDs.
Wait,
They lied to us about so many other things that now a large portion of people don't believe anything is real.
Okay.
You know, if they take a crap in the toilet, they look in there and think it's a space alien.
Right.
I get that, and I'm sorry, and I'm sure your friend did get his legs blown off. And I personally am sick of people attributing to me all of the wild conspiracy theories that are out there. So, yes, ma'am.
Well, you should go on Instagram and look up the hashtag Alex Jones for President.
I don't have a damn Instagram.
Well, then
lady.
you know what? You should figure it out because there's a lot of people that are voting you for president.
It's my fault because I have government documents.
No, but you have a personal responsibility as a public figure that has lots of followers.
No, I disagree, sweetheart.
I don't agree with that. I mean,
he addressed it. Alex addressed it. And
I mean,
he
can't be held responsible for every lunatic that's online posting things that aren't true. It's not his job to police the internet for lunatics. I mean, obviously, I believe you 100% that your friend lost his legs in a bombing in front of the marathon. But I mean, look, Alex Jones sounds a little kooky, but I'm not going to make him the police for all lunatics online.
And you asked him to address it.
I do recant that. I'm sorry. I do agree with that. You're right. He can't be responsible for everything, but it is really heartbreaking and it's really upsetting.
Well, yeah. Well, more importantly, Lindsay, more importantly, how is your friend doing? Is it life-threatening? Is he going to be all right? What's going on?
He is going to be okay. He's expected to recover. There's going to be a candlelight vigil in Chelmsford tonight to commemorate, all of the victims that were injured. I do have other friends.
Let me bring this up, ma'am. I'm sorry for your friend, and I want stuff like this to stop. But when the Gardasil tests were going on in 2006. A bunch of people died in the trials, and I had medical doctors on and tried to warn people. And I had the mothers on whose daughters took the shot and died. And then they went ahead and approved it, and now they're having to do settlements admitting it killed a bunch of people. But no one wants to have vigils. No one cares. No one cares about the UN polio program vaccine that just paralyzed 60-something-thousand kids. No one wants to have a vigil when a 1,000-pound bomb kills 200 innocent people, and they call it collateral damage. Do you get that people only get emotional when the mainstream media says, now it's time to get emotional?
You're not wrong
that's
about
where
that.
I
That's a
do
good
agree
point.
with that point,
Yeah,
Alex.
fair enough. That's a good
terrible.
point.
You're absolutely right.
But you still, the
There's
thing
horrific
here
shit going on every day.
is I would love to know in what way, shape, or form the annoying, yes, but how have the TSA... how is that an infringement upon our civil liberties, which has, and I'm not saying you personally, Alex.
Norton, I think you enjoy it.
No, but I'm asking for real. Because the problem I have with conspiracy guys is a lot of you guys are really smart, and you raise some great points and some great arguments, and I'm agreeing with some of what you're saying right now. But there are certain very basic, simple questions that instead of just saying, like, yeah, the TSA has become the popular hate rally point, but they really aren't that. They're annoying as individuals, but as an organization, it's not this big civil liberties violation. And I would like to know if you think they are, how they are.
All right, well, here's an example. I was flying a few months ago, and my buddy was talking to me because they were doing a little, making me wait before they came over to make sure Bin Laden wasn't in my underwear.
Okay.
And I had my boot like maybe an inch over the line because I've been sitting there about 3 minutes waiting. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll see you over there. Okay, get coffee. All right. Get over the line. Hey, I'm like, hey, buddy, how about you say please? I didn't sign up, for drill sergeant in the Marine Corps. And again, where I live in Austin, Texas, they now have TSA on the frickin' highways. Just type TSA in downtown Austin. They now have, I went to the Kite Festival with my kids.
That's really racist.
And exactly. And I went out there, and they had National Guard searching people. But again, real bombers are going to bomb you. They had 400 National Guard, thousands of police, checkpoints everywhere, and this happened. Here's the news flash.
But the TSA at the airports, I mean.
Get emotional, get into, oh, my God, we got hit. Oh, my God, 3 people are dead. Oh, my God. Meanwhile, the empire, is killing millions
everywhere.
everywhere.
What do you mean, oh, my God? What do you mean, oh, my God, 3 people are dead? That's 3 people.
I'm not even talking about you. Listen.
You just, okay.
Listen, honey, I work all day hard, and then I come home to this crap. Why don't you get in the kitchen and make me a damn steak? Anyway, back to what I was... Shut up. Don't take your Prozac.
Shut up. You're a fucking piece of shit. You're a sexist piece of shit. I have more fucking authority in my finger than you have in your entire fucking body.
You call into this show to emotionally offload on me and blame me for what retards are doing on Instagram. Listen, woman. Listen. I'm a
with my fucking friends in the hospital. How about this?
Shut up, Pinhead. Shut up, Pinhead.
You can't deny he's not entertaining.
I have had enough of you offloading your crap on me, woman.
Really? Then take some fucking responsibility for the shit that comes out of your mouth. No. I'm not going
Follow me at Real Alex Jones. Yeah, I'm an idiot. You're going to take everything you got. Hey.
Alex Jones for president.
Hey, I bet you take a lot of vaccines, don't you?
9/11 didn't happen.
Go roll your sleeve up, hey, go take some shots for me, baby. The government loves you. They're going to take real good care of you because they care about the kids. It's so obvious. They're all real sad about the kids, even though our own government does thousands of tests, medical tests, killing foster children, radiating little kids to death, and injecting black men with syphilis, and injecting little kids overseas with live polio.
Oh, yeah, they did that.
Being killed. Oh, but our government would never do it wrong.
You say, I hope
right. Take all your shots.
See, that's where he's right. That's what confused me about Alex Jones.
They never did secret medicine experiments. Everything's fine. Give your rights up. You know it's a homegrown person. You know it's a gun owner that did this. And don't worry, Homeland Security will deal with them. Don't worry, you can associate your personal power with a big.
Why haven't they shut you up yet?
Don't worry.
I'm dying to know why they haven't shut you up. Why they haven't shut you up yet?
So good for you.
Alex, that's a fair question she asked. Alex, she asked you a fair question. You're a guy who's very, very vocal, and you talk about a lot of these things. And if they can orchestrate something like 9/11, or they can orchestrate any of the other things that they may or may not have, why haven't they silenced you?
Well, that's the oldest question, isn't it?
It's a fair question, but it is a fair question.
We've asked it in the past.
It's a fair question.
Yeah.
But maybe still, or no. Now, listen, let's get serious about this. Number one, I've grown slowly over the years, and people can also say, oh, that's bull. They try to assassinate my character. They try to assassinate my name. They try to say that I've done things that aren't true. If they physically kill me, it will highlight everything I've said. It will underscore it, put 100 exclamation points behind it. They'd rather do what the White House regulations said they would do, put out fake conspiracy theories, so outlandish it outrages pea-brains.
Or they could just put you at the Boston Marathon and have a bomb blow up and kill you, just like they tried to kill
sorry,
my
ma'am.
friend, right?
I'm not really into marathons.
Exactly. What I'm saying is, if the government wanted you gone, you'd be gone. But they think you're so fucking crazy and such a lunatic that they don't give a shit about you.
Ma'am, let me tell you something. I'm going to be honest with you. When I go to a family reunion...
You're not being honest this entire time. You like to dance around shit and fucking not answer questions.
Ma'am, I grew up in Dallas, Texas. I grew up in
for
Dallas,
you. Do you
Texas.
want a medal?
No, let me tell you a story. I grew up in Dallas, Texas with my family. Let me just say something. I grew up in Dallas, Texas with my family doing things like helping take in East German defectors, okay? Whenever I go to a family reunion, half the people in the room are former retired CIA.
What?
And do you know what they tell me?
What?
They tell me I'm dead on, 100% absolutely
There you
right
go.
about what I'm covering.
Senile people are telling you this government conspiracy. Wow, way to get good fucking information, bro. That's cool.
No, there's a lot of good people who've been in and out of the government who aren't naive.
I'm
Did
sure.
you know
They're
it's
all related to you,
declassified
buddy.
that the majority of drugs are brought in by the government? Did you know that, Walnut Brain?
Majority of the drugs brought in by the government.
Alex, I got a question for you, for real. I've been looking at my Twitter a little bit, and someone says you got to explain the have Alex Jones explain the Family Guy conspiracy about Boston, and the guy writes it's good.
Okay, I really want to do that, but I rolled out of bed. Can I? I'm gonna be honest. Can I take a crap?
Yeah, go.
Sure.
And I also
That's
want
what you've been doing.
And I also want to ask you about Bill Hicks too, because I was a huge Bill Hicks fan, and it was a bit strange that he died so young with all the shit he was saying. You got anything on that one?
He also parked pretty damn hard. That's all I'm gonna say. I've been told stories about him and Simpkins and.
Yeah.
That's the government messing with his phone.
All right, listen. Yeah, they're messing with your phone just as you're about to talk about Bill Hicks.
I'd like to tell you the thing about the Family Guy. You hear me?
Yeah.
And I apologize that I'm on this cell phone. My parents are right by my office. I live out in the country, like a 45-minute drive. So I didn't get home till 5 a.m. Slept 2 hours, and that's why. I'm actually wrapped up in a blanket. Standing outside so my cell phone works. Let me tell you the Family Guy conspiracy. Okay.
Here's the Family Guy conspiracy. Go ahead. Yes.
Okay. My writer Paul Watson saw hundreds of
Your
blogs.
writer? You have a writer? Your writer helps you with all your conspiracy theories? Is this where you come
I have
up
a
with all these
babysitter
great
too.
ideas?
Yes, I have. Hold on. Close the teleprompter, Bob.
Sorry. What would you explain your fucking fucked up Boston Marathon Family
You
Guy
just blew my whole
conspiracy?
cover. How the hell did you do that?
I don't know.
How
I'm
the
only
hell
28.
did you just do that?
Smart. I don't know.
Oh my God! You just blew my whole cover. Oh my God! Now they know.
No, you
Bob.
blew your own cover. Oh, is that
Guys,
a
write for me. Guys, write for me.
Oh, boy.
My God, the teleprompter broke. It's like I'm Obama. All right. I don't know what to say. I'm not a real action.
All right, listen, Lindsay, you're killing. But
We love you.
Yeah, let him just.
Let
do
him
the
explain.
I want to hear the
this
Family Guy
thing.
conspiracy.
I want to go out with Lindsay.
Okay. Hi, Jimmy. I love you.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Oh, send a picture for Jim Norton.
What a nightmare girlfriend, though, arguing with her.
Wow, right? This is a fucking preview of what you'd have to deal with.
Yeah.
You'd lose every time, but it's okay. I'd still do things to you.
Oh, good trade-off for Jim Norton.
Hey.
All right, go ahead, Alex.
Like a Raging Bull. When I said, get in there and cook me a steak, lady.
By the way, Tom Papa checking in. He thinks we're talking to Ron White.
All right,
go ahead.
I want to hear this. Go ahead, Alex.
Okay, well, I have the news sites, one of the biggest ones out there in alternative media, ma'am, Infowars.com, another gratuitous crass plug there for the Infowar. and yes, I have about, 15 writers or so, about 8 of them on salary. But the point is, Paul Paul Joseph Watson, my writer, saw all these blogs and blurbs with a 15-second clip of the Family Guy that aired on March 17th, titled, I think it was Turbaned Cowboy, where the Tea Party starts working with Al-Qaeda. Gee, that never really happened in the real world, but that's part of every show demonizing it, and I mean every frickin' show that's fiction. So he writes the article, and he went to the Fox website, saw the original episode. It's definitely was a real episode. He didn't take it. The people that had the video online took the two clips of one where it shows him running over or driving away from piles of bloody people at the Boston Marathon, and then they say, "How did you do it?" And he holds up his cell phone and detonates it not once but twice with a bomb. And so that's two bombs is how he won the Boston Marathon, and it shows blood all over the ground. And so we said, man, people are pointing this out, that it predicted it, that somebody basically copycat off of this show. And then the maker of it came out and said, this is outrageous that we did this. And the L.A. Times, everybody said that we made up a hoax about this, and they're erasing it off TiVo, and in some areas now saying it never existed. First it was that we edited it together, which we just showed the two scenes back to back. Now it's that it doesn't even exist, and it's a hoax. So, and that we're hurting the families, when I thought he made the episode about people being bombed in a comedy at the marathon. So that is the incredible mind control level of all of this, when all we do is report on some internet meme, confirm it was a real episode, confirm it was a real show, and then they're sitting there freaking out about it. It's just simply amazing.
But I heard it was 2 episodes or so that were cobbled together to make it look that way.
No, it's from the same episode.
That was one episode where he's talking about the Boston Marathon and sets off 2 explosions.
Yeah, we played the short clip yesterday.
Bob Costas said to us, how did you win the Boston Marathon?
Uh-oh, it's the government. The government's cutting out a cell phone.
No, ma'am. No, you know what? You're right. The government loves you. Like I said, ma'am. And, the Harvard study...
I never said the government loves me, but I definitely don't cry about the government as much as you do.
Fluoride is lowering IQs, and you're an example. So drink deep, drink well, drink good, my little sweet.
Drink up, my friend.
Yeah, I just want to know, but there's one thing that she mentioned, and that was, again, but I do want to know, because I'm a direct question guy, and this is why conspiracy theorists don't like me. And I'm asking, what is, again, you raised some good points about individuals in the TSA and the airports who are unpleasant guys, and I don't disagree with you. But I'm talking about as a whole, there are so many people that scream about the TSA and fuck the TSA and illegal search and seizure. So I'm saying is, what is, if the TSA is wrong, what is the alternative to the TSA?
Alternative is, as Jesse Kuro has said.
The government's not letting him answer, Jimmy.
Oh, man.
No, can you hear me now?
Now I can.
We got you back.
No, I was running the house. Hold on. Listen, let me just tell you the alternative. The alternative is to get back to the Fourth Amendment, because you see how, we've got to grope you and take you in a private room and put you in an X-ray machine and backscatter machine and do all this because terrorists hit the airports. Now they hit the Boston Marathon. Now we're going to have troops on the streets and grope you there. And still, a bomber.
That's right. We're going to have to keep people from running. Everybody needs to stop running.
A bomber would just go. Shut up! Jesus Christ! I can't not have a woman sitting there nagging me. Jesus, I bet you don't have a boyfriend, do you?
I actually have a husband. I'm married, actually. I'm married and happily married at that.
Oh, my God.
I still love you, Jimmy, though, seriously.
You did say you were divorced, though.
No, that was my ex-husband. I'm married again, but I still love him.
Oh, God, a new person to torture.
Okay.
My point is
That's right, motherfucker. He wasn't man enough to handle me, so I left that.
That's right. You're bragging how you dominate and ruin men. More vaccines.
More vaccines.
Look,
you've driven Norton to transsexuals. Right?
Holy shit.
Should we let Lindsay go?
Yeah.
Lindsay, you're terrific. Thank you.
Lindsay,
thanks so
thank you,
much.
and all the best to your friend, okay?
Yeah. Wish your friend luck.
All right.
All right. right, thanks.
All right, Lindsay from
Hey, wait, we should have got her
Massachusetts.
information off the. She went to school with you guys. She doesn't know.
Oh, well, we got her on hold. Alex,
Lindsay.
sorry about that. That was, you know how radio goes. That was way too entertaining to blow off.
No, I didn't enjoy talking to her. I'm awake now, though.
Yeah.
I told you guys, like, laying in the bed.
Now, again, you're talking about things outside the airport, and I don't disagree that, hey, they may want to use this to make that. I'm only talking about, and I'm asking you specifically for a reason. I'm not trying to break your balls. I'm asking for real. The airport has been the point of contention for a lot of anti-government or conspiracy guys. It has been a rallying point. Is this fucking airport security? And I think it's a phony rebellion and a phony form of being a maverick. So I'm asking, how does that violate us? Would you prefer that there was no security in the airports?
No, you're right. You've taught us. It's all a phony.
No, it's just, when I say phony, I mean not phony as in you're liars. I mean phony as in when I mumble a curse under my breath that I know my mom won't hear. I don't mean phony like it's a conspiracy. I mean it's a silly rebellion. It doesn't do anything. So would you prefer? What's the alternative to the TSA for airports?
They're taking a lot of the body scanners out. They're backing off on their groping. The TSA is prisoner compliance training to train you that you're a perpetrator and you have no rights and you're guilty until the government has enslaved you.
That's an answer.
But it's not.
It's a prelude to, it's training people to walk through things, to step on this line, to not cross that line, and then the next step will be...
That's the same training you get when you show up at prison.
But airport security, hold on, airport security, so if that's the answer, what is the alternative? What option would you have to protect people on planes, or do you rather not want security?
As Jesse Ventura said, I'd rather face the danger.
Okay, that's the answer. You would prefer to have no security on planes, and Jesse Ventura... Okay, fair enough.
I'd love to put good-looking stewardesses
fair enough.
back in.
I accept that.
Cars to be really awesome again.
Well, look at all the security measures they put in place after 9/11. Like, we can't even go in and out of buildings anymore without, showing ID and having badges and going through this thing and that thing.
And attacks have been minimal. It kind of helped.
But this is
Our government... You know what? Listen, it's now all over the news that our government's putting real Al-Qaeda in Libya and Syria, just murdering and taking over. People go, yeah, we have them kill each other. No bull. Our government has given them 10,000 heat-seeking missiles out of Libya, so they can now tell the that's so dumb. Oh, you got to give your rights up. Al-Qaeda's got missiles now.
Good to know America's still in control in the world.
Exactly. I mean, listen, type in military growing opium in Afghanistan. About 5 years ago, it was coming out. The troops were mad about growing opium.
Right.
Opium production went from 9% worldwide to 93% out of Afghanistan. And so what did the Pentagon do? They had Fox, CNN, BBC, ABC, pull all these up, all come on the same week and go, yes, the troops helped grow the opium. We load it on C-130s. If we catch you using it in America, we're going to put your ass in jail. So they just hit it in plain view. They go, okay, kids, yes, you're so dumb you can't even get the contradiction, America, they said. We're going to admit we grow the opium over here so Al-Qaeda doesn't get it. We have to control the drug trade, or it's complicated, because if we don't grow it and ship it in, Al-Qaeda will get it. How about you decriminalize the crap? Oh, you don't want that, government, because that's how you brought down China and broke it up colonially, was they were dumb enough to make opium illegal. And so you were able in 50 years to take over through corruption and take over the police and then bring down China. The drug war is meant to bring down Europe, bring down America, make everybody a suspect. Now they're moving on to everybody's a terrorist. Now they're saying the people that talk about liberty and want guns and think we shouldn't be able to take money out of your bank account for no reason, they're going to blow stuff up.
I agree with him on that one. Boy, the villainization of Americans that want to adhere to the Constitution, want to bear arms, their right to bear arms, and keep their civil liberties, are now the bad guys in this country that are portrayed in everything from commercials to movies to the mainstream media news as the bad guys. I agree with you on that.
And the Pillsbury Doughboy is now being groped and like enjoying it with a little pervert.
But do you believe that we caused the event so we can push our agenda through. I believe shit happens, and then the government goes, "Oh, this is great. We can now push some of our agenda through."
I believe they.
But are we actually? Is the government actually causing the event that allows them to push the agenda through? That's the question.
Well, they've been caught like doing Gulf of Tonkin to get us into Vietnam and so many other issues. So, I mean, listen, here's all I'm begging people to understand. They don't need to build things and compete anymore. Special interests can stage stuff, provocateur a few events, grandstand and script it, and then get us to collectively have a guilt like we're all terrorists and this country's being converted into a giant prison from the beautiful, wonderful nation it is. We're getting away from the Bill of Rights and Constitution. And again, they've got Geico commercials with a Pillsbury Doughboy begs to be groped by the TSA in some subconscious pedophile thing. I mean, this is all out of control, folks. This isn't what freedom looks like.
All right, Alex, because we got to wrap up. Walk us through what's going to happen now with the Boston Marathon bombing. Are we going to catch a suspect, and what does that mean?
I mean, regardless of it was lone wolf, which does happen sometimes, it's very rare, or it could be like the Olympic Park bombing. They'll try to frame 2 or 3 patsies like Richard Jewell before they find the next patsy. Eric Rudolph. I mean, who knows what's true? The government ran the anthrax attack. That later came out. They killed the 3rd patsy. They made.
I don't remember that.
So all this is going on. They're already now saying it's the culture of the right winger, and they're all over the news going, who's worse than Al Qaeda? Yeah, Janet was right. Napolitano said it'd be the libertarians. Those bastards. They hit us again. And so they're building up. The whole thing's scripted. You can just see the scripting. They're building it up and drawing it out like an Agatha Christie of like, oh, everybody's a suspect, especially the white males, but never the government that historically...
Okay, all right, Alex, we understand that because you've made that point so many times. But how is this going to now play out? What is going to be presented to us in the next coming days? That's all I want to know.
Sure, and I apologize. I'm digging here.
No worries. But, I mean, you've been...
Let me tell you how it's going to play out. Let me tell you how it's going to play out.
All right.
They're going to announce that, well, we're going to have TSA certify, this has already begun, your locals, that they wave a magic wand where they can now violate your Fourth Amendment and grope you. They're going to have the military, they've already announced, at events, not just Kentucky Derby and big events like that. They've already done that at the beta test of the Super Bowl. The military is going to be absolutely everywhere.
More searches.
And you're going to learn to just have your bags searched. It won't matter if you pull into a parking lot and you're going into a electronics store and there's 2 Army guys there, or there's 2 goons there, and you're like, anybody could drive in this parking lot. I could walk up and do something. And if you say that, they're going to throw you down, put you in handcuffs.
Okay. I understand what he's saying, too. This is, if they just out of nowhere, let's say it's 1955, Leave It to Beaver kind of atmosphere in the country, and a police or a military personnel walked up to you and said, I'm going to check your bag. People would go like, get the fuck out of here. I have the right to. But we're being lulled into this sense that we are all potential perpetrators, so that we're giving up our rights under this guise that it is for our own good and our own safety. And the only way to do that is to slowly and progressively train us through using tragedy to victimize and make us guilty, so that we will open our bags voluntarily. But we'll give up our videotapes. We'll give up pictures and our cameras and everything.
I disagree, though. I think in 1955, people are much more cynical now. I think in 1955, it might have been odd to hear, but if a cop goes, hey, I need to check you, I think a guy would go, well, go right ahead. I haven't done anything wrong. I think back then, back then there was an omnipotent view of the government. I think now, after Kennedy's assassination, people are much more cynical now than they've ever been, and less trusting.
What administration did this start in, and is every administration involved in this?
Well, Kennedy said no to a plan called Operation Northwood to shut out, and this is declassified. This is ABC News. You can read the thing at the National Security Archive online. Type in Operation Northwood. They called for a plan. The Joint Chiefs green-lighted this. This isn't just like a plan. This was a green-lighted operation. He said no to L.L. Lemnitzer, and that was the Joint Chiefs of Staff chairman. They were going to bomb D.C., bomb Miami with plastic explosives at public places. We've seen that before. It even described how to frame the patsies, but first build up for a week or so, all the tension of who did it, and how to commit mass shootings to then blame Cuba and the Soviets to have World War III. And that's when Kennedy, this is all on record, sent an internal cable to Khrushchev and said, you listen to me and you listen good. And this is on record. He said, they're going to kill, there's going to be a coup, and they're going to nuke your ass. And General LeMay of the Air Force has got the frickin' nukes loaded right now. We got 10-1 superiority on you. You better back down right now. These people are not fucking playing games. Okay? That's all what happened on record. Operation Northwoods, and Kennedy said no. So then he tried to abolish the Federal Reserve. He signed the executive order to do it. He signed the executive order to pull the troops out of Vietnam. They were already there as advisors, over 50,000 of them, and they blew his head off in front of everybody and said, oh, a lone nut did it. A lone guy. It's the same story over and over again. But you're absolutely right with whether it's staged or not. This is the acclamation for prison training. And yes, in the 50s, people would have said yes for a little bit or in a specific area.
Right.
But if they tried this all at once, they would have said no. Plus,
right.
The police knew what authoritarianism. I've seen the training films for our military in the 50s, and it was like, in authoritarian countries, everyone's a suspect. You can watch these films online. In authoritarian countries, people spy on you. In authoritarian countries, when you go to a public place, your bags are searched. Not in America. I mean, a cop, if they said go search people randomly at the park, would say, well, who's the suspect? What's the reason? What's the probable cause?
Yeah, that was my point, too. Right.
They wouldn't say, oh, yeah, let's just randomly walk into a shopping mall and just walk up to some old lady indiscriminately and stick our hands down our pants to see if bin Laden's hiding. I mean,
it just wouldn't be done.
Folks.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree with you, Alex, on that take. A few of the other things you lose me on, but I definitely agree there's some shenanigans going on. Great talking to you. I'm going to keep watching Infowars.com.
Yeah, I was going to say get the plugs out. I don't know what he wants to plug today. Alex?
My Boneyard Show?
I apologize for being on cell phone. Like I said, I only got 2 hours sleep. I'd love to come back.
Alex,
you're all right.
Believe me, you're fucking hilarious.
You're a very enjoyable person.
Love it.
What's the Twitter? Real Alex Jones?
Yeah, I was late to the Twitter game, so it's pretty pathetic. Only like 180,000 followers. But I put out some pretty good stuff at Real Alex Jones.
Right.
And Infowars.com, and we have the nightly news, PrisonPlanet.tv.
Okay.
And it's all right there, folks. And look, I'm for real. All I want's the truth. Our liberties in closing are the most valuable thing we've got. Money can be taken. Our lives can be taken. Property can be taken. Our kids can be taken. If you don't have due process, criminal elements, even if good elements are in government now, which they're not, bad ones will fill that vacuum as soon as there's not a check and a balance. It's like a dam.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
And when the dam's gone, the flood will happen. So, gentlemen, all of you guys, God bless you. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Alex Jones. Wow. A lot to digest there. Well,
God damn.
The one thing I want to say about Alex Jones, he's like a piece of steak with a lot of fat. Like, there's good shit in there. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But there's so much fat around it that is frustrating to me.
He's a character. It's hilarious.
But he wouldn't say he's a character.
No. He's
maybe
he needs his credibility with his people. I understand what he's doing.
Right.
And there are certain aspects I agree with. I don't think there's as much sinister stuff going on right now as overtly as he's putting it out to be. I do think there's sinister stuff going on, and I do think the government does enjoy a population that gets in step like cows going to the slaughterhouse. And this is this setup, this way that the American people are being told that for their safety, they have to do this and this and this. If we're willing to just rip our shoes off at the airport, and that is a very dangerous area. You make a good point. You obviously don't want to get on a plane if no one's been checked. But that's the perfect place to not test, but kind of acclimate people to the fact that an authority figure for your safety can tell you, hey, take your fucking shoes off, motherfucker. Why? Because I told you to. Now, it makes sense at the airport, and I understand that, and that's the way we want it. But then maybe down the line, a place that doesn't quite make sense, you have an authority figure, and you're so acclimated to obeying at this point in our lives that we will fucking go for anything.
I do understand that, but I also think that as time has gone on and people have become so much less trusting of the government, because I'm not an idiot. I tremendously
argue that.
No, I mean, I tremendously value my privacy. I tremendously value my civil liberties. I look at these things, and if I was getting pulled over and stopped and asked questions, it would annoy me a lot. It would annoy me a lot. But, you know, whenever we hear people talk about, like, well, I was stopped because of my race, sometimes they're bullshitting, and sometimes they're telling the truth, and we look at them and go, shut the fuck up. Like, we already have that, and we don't mind it. Like, when you hear a couple black guys pulled over, and they go, we were just stopped because of our race, driving through a white neighborhood, which does happen.
Yeah.
And they're outraged, and they're justifiable to be outraged. We look at that, and we go, what's the fucking price you pay for other blacks fucking up?
Right.
Well, maybe this is the price you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's right, or even what my point is. I don't know. I just think we already have that a lot more than we think. And I don't think that we are as compliant as conspiracy theorists think that we are.
Really?
No, because
I see a very compliant population.
In the airport, though, it makes sense.
Yes.
And I'm comfortable with it there, because I want other passengers checked.
Where are we not compliant? I see us compliant whenever we're told by an authority figure and a government entity to do something. We fucking do it as a population.
Where is searching? Hold on. Where is searching and stuff? Look what happened in these stop and frisks and certain subways and stuff, which I actually at times agreed with. It was stopped because people were outraged about it. When people are loud enough and people scream hard, believe me, with Twitter and everybody telling you, you have everybody telling you something at once. But now, back the fuck off.
But now you're hearing stories of private citizens in their own homes being singled out because of their writings, what they've written online, freedom of speech issues come into play. And then you get an authority figure or entity that comes over to the house to question people. That is an intrusion. Right there is an intrusion. Yet the public doesn't look at that and say, motherfucker, why the hell is the government getting in this guy's business? They look and say shit like, well, he must be up to something. No. We've all been trained to look at everyone as a suspect.
Because I apologize, Rich. I know you're going to say it, but one of the reasons for that, and I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah.
But again, how do we handle it? What has happened is people who are committing certain crimes and doing certain things are a lot of times writing what they're going to do. And it's almost like if you threaten the president, the Secret Service will always talk to you. It's a rule. So when people are printing manifestos and they're doing all this stuff, and then all of a sudden somebody writes something when they do nothing, that person go out and commits a murder, then people are like, why the fuck didn't you do anything? It's almost like they're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. And I know that you're saying that
you can't give up your liberties for this veil of safety.
I agree.
Yeah.
But then when we do get hit, we better not fucking cry about it.
You're right.
We better not fucking blame the government and go, why aren't they protecting me? And again, I know that they probably do things, a lot of things they shouldn't do. And they are invasive cunts. But every time that they go to check somebody out, I don't think it's this giant civil liberties violation, because when things happen, we go, why the fuck didn't you protect us? The first thing we do
just the
is
fact
look
that
to
we
them.
want the government to protect us from random events is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
It can't be done. There are certain things in place. We have a military, we have police force, we have things that are in place to protect us to a point. But as a free society, things are going to happen. When you start limiting those freedoms to try to keep bad things from happening, it's the opposite of what the fuck this country is supposed to be.
Yeah, but you're saying with all these inconveniences, the checkpoints, this and that, this would never happen back in the day. On the opposite spectrum, look at all the positive things that the public can do with the internet, with Twitter, with flying helicopters that you have that can spy on people.
Yeah, well, that's going away.
On the opposite end,
but
we're doing
on the outside. Things are always presented to us under this guise of convenience and safety and things like that. We're never told by the government that we are going to do this to infringe on your rights. We're always told that we are doing this for your safety. We're doing this for your convenience. Look how easy it is now. You could do this online. Go to our government website and fill this out. Now, meanwhile, you don't know where the fuck those records go, and then later you find out that they are being used by the the IRS or by some other government agency to fuck you in the ass.
And just the opposite, you have ways to fuck them in the ass.
Really?
Yeah.
Love to see
Ross's
those.
point is not Stu's
so
point.
much.
The way information is given out and the way we can communicate. Remember how years ago Scientology could fuck with you because they could just wreck your life? And now you can go on. The playing field is a lot more equal than people think it is. And it's more equal than it's ever been.
I think we have a perception of that, but as far as the government is concerned, we have no recourse.
But look at them,
for anything they do to us.
But look at how many of them are vulnerable too. It's almost like this blind power. And again, Petraeus was the example. You cannot get more. You cannot get more fucking top secret than that guy. You cannot get more in the loop than that motherfucker. And he got brought down.
Well,
by
I'm sure a conspiracy theorist would say that. They fucking wanted him out, right?
But who has more juice than that guy? Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Oprah.
Look at the people of power who are injured by the fact now that these little nobodies, these average little people that we are, have a big voice. How many of these fucking people are brought down by little regular blabbermouths now?
Well, that is true.
Never happened before. So Rich is right in that where the public has a lot more power.
But we also
than
rat each other out. We again, under the guise of convenience, we've become our own big brother as far as ratting each other out, posting pictures. No, it was never like that, Rich. Not even close. If you went to a neighbor and ratted him out to a government entity or his employer and stuff, it reeked of Nazi Germany. This is an era of information, convenience, photographs, video that we use against each other. Not even vindictively a lot of times. A lot of times it's, wow, that's funny. Look at what this guy did. Let me put it online. And his boss goes, fuck, what an asshole. I don't want him working for me. And now he's fired. It's this weird thing where this convenient thing we have to communicate with each other, to get information, is also turned on us to fuck us over if we need to be fucked over.
But we did it.
I know. Exactly.
We
are the government.
Videos.
We the people.
We do
Dude,
it.
I understand that part of it. But there's a power base, too, that can manipulate things. And I don't think people are as clever and as forward-thinking to see that this would have come about. But the fact that it did come about, it's being used. Just like these tragedies. I don't think the government is blowing people up on a fucking marathon route. But they will use the tragedy to their own
to
ends,
push their agenda
to push
forward.
agendas. Exactly.
With that robot thing, if that's a real thing, that's a lot of money for some kind of for a company.
Yeah.
And now you can push that agenda through. Like, look, obviously, every city needs these robot people, or whatever the fuck Alex Jones is talking about. Hey, two other things really fast. I can't believe I have to read this tweet, but I understand Twitter's full of assholes and idiots. But this guy writes, Opie, no way you should have let Alex Jones shit on that woman like that.
What?
She fucking handled herself
she fucking
beautifully.
Destroyed.
So what are you talking about?
She was great.
So and then it looks awkward if we jump in to protect the woman.
She was great.
She protected herself.
When he was saying, like, yeah, I didn't get much sleep, and I was doing, and then she just goes, wah, wah, wah.
I don't even,
hilarious.
I'm amazed by what people hear out there sometimes. She more than took care of herself.
Why jump in the way of her? She was fucking swinging.
She more than took care of herself.
I love the part where she said she was happily married, but she would do anything to this fucking...
Jimmy. She loves Jimmy.
I made Jimmy happy.
Yeah.
He loves Jimmy.
Her right now.
Imagine that, though. Imagine that, Jimmy, just fucking yelling at you. I don't know where the fuck, why the fuck?
That would make Jimmy very turgid.
Stop
And
it.
the other thing, before we move on, I asked Sam to make a list. Were you able to make a list? He was talking pretty fast there.
Oh, yeah.
You want to go through the list? We enjoy a good list on this program, Rich Voss.
I made a list of lessons from Alex Jones.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, just things that I learned that I didn't know.
Did you get the, what's you call it, industrial complex in there?
No, I didn't get that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Fucking cocksucker.
This is what I took.
Do your job.
This is what Sam took away from the Alex Jones hour. It was about an hour.
He took
with
notes.
Alex Jones.
He took notes.
There's a 10% chance that the bombing is not staged.
10%?
10% chance that the bombing at the Boston Marathon.
Right.
This is a false...
Not staged by what? The government?
Right. He said it's a 90% chance that the government staged this.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yep. This is a false flag, self-inflicted wound by the grandstanding police state.
All right. Self-inflicted wound.
Obama killed 200-plus people at a wedding. Alex watches the new Hawaii Five-0.
Well, we did learn that.
We did learn that.
The TSA let Shooter Jennings walk through security with weed.
And they gave him his Chiba back.
Yeah.
Cities are buying $15 million worth of robots.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
The Unabomber was in a CIA mind control program.
Mind control.
He was.
An Air Force psychiatrist knew what James Holmes from Aurora was doing, and now they're drugging him to tell the truth.
Right.
Yeah.
The government is planning to implode the economy. Training manuals are coming out warning of veterans attacking. Kim Jong-un hangs out with transsexuals.
We did learn that.
People died in Gardasil tests. They passed it anyway, and it's still killing people.
Oh, yeah.
The polio vaccine has paralyzed many kids. The government is putting out fake conspiracy theories to make Alex's theories seem less credible. Alex has ex-CIA members at his family reunions saying that he's right on the money.
Yeah.
And the Family Guy clip, even though Seth MacFarlane said was not real, was real.
Was real.
Fuck yeah.
That's a little suspicious, though.
What?
Seth's
Where
lying.
did he get that episode from before it aired?
What was that?
It didn't air.
Yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit.
It's not real.
Fuck yeah.
You think it is real, Chip?
Fuck yeah.
And the economy will take another shit sooner than later, too.
Yeah, the government.
I completely believe that.
Oh, yeah.
Why? I don't know. I don't know
saying
if it's the government's purposely doing it. I don't know, but it absolutely will take a shit
It's the
again.
ebb and flow of the market. It's been riding high for too long. It's setting records. The only thing that's been keeping it this high this long is that the economy is so shitty, there's nowhere else to put your money. Remember in the early 2000s when we were over at NEW and we were really keeping tabs on the stock market? We'd be like, oh, fuck, they're fucking raising interest rates. It's going to bring the fucking market down, because people can then take their money and put them in interest-bearing accounts and whatnot. Right. And they used to all right, what are they going, a quarter? Are they going a quarter or a half today? They haven't talked about interest rates in years because there aren't any.
Yep,
it's
right.
down to nothing. That's the only, and there's no real safe, profitable place to put money anymore except the fucking market. And that's not even safe.
That's
but
scary.
At least you have a chance to make some money.
Yeah, but we're all going that direction, which is scary.
This is my fucking thing I have with people that go, oh, if everything's so bad, how come the Wall Street is setting records in the stock market? Exactly, because the economy sucks, you dumb motherfucker. There's nowhere else to put your goddamn money.
Invest in lemon hats.
Oh, right.
There's these clear hats that you can put lemons in.
Yeah.
And it just makes everybody's day sunny. Take us out.
The lady at my fucking bank is like, why don't you put your money in this and it'll get you to maybe 2%. I go, at
speech therapy.
The money, I go, the money I have,
2%.
It's not or 3% of
No,
what?
I don't even think you get anywhere near 2 or 3%.
I go, it's not worth taking a risk of losing what little I have.
Right.
I'll stick with your 0.45% interest.
Isn't that amazing?
God.
How do they get away with that? I look at my bank statement. I'm like, why do I even have money in this bank?
Yeah, I know.
For what reason?
I bought a car the other day. 0.9% interest.
Yeah,
like there's no interest.
It's free money you're getting because they can't charge you interest.
Mortgage rates low too.
Yes, you can get them.
Refinance.
You can almost get them to 2 3/4.
It's crazy.
2 3/4.
Almost,
like
yeah.
Pekka.
But yeah, the market is doing well because nothing else is.
Right.
There's nowhere
that's where
else to put your
and that's why it's
fucking
scary
money.
as shit.
And that's scary because that's the last bastion of fucking
Right.
making money with your money.
Right.
The market crash is big. Where are you putting your fucking money?
I don't
You're
know.
better
It's
off
going away. Be Bill Devane and put it in gold. Gold took a giant shit the other day.
yeah.
So let's get in on the gold thing.
Well, I think it went back up, but even gold is showing weakness right now.
I got a bunch of gold.
Your best bet is
Hi,
the
I'm
casino.
Bill Devane. My father told me to invest in gold, and I did. And I've done pretty well for myself. Look, I got a plane and horses and a lot of property. Go fuck yourself.
I got a bag of gold.
Do you?
I got a bag of urine. I'm going to pay
Liquid
myself.
gold.
You want to take a piss and come back? And
Yeah,
Yeah,
take
we'll
us
wrap it
out,
up.
you piece of garbage.
Yeah.